trumpet voluntary now?
Earl of Essex, Galliard. He will not be doing trumpet.
Earl of Essex?
Yes, Earl of Essex. Essex, Galliard.
He might be behind or something.
Oh dear. Don't run away, guys.
Okay, that means we only have to do 2 more tunes.
Oh, let it snow. Yeah. Pink Panther, Kindly Tonight, Girl Talk, Broken Farewell, Face on You, Pink Panther.
Yeah, we played it.
Pardon?
We ran, no, it's in here, we ran through it.
What are you talking about, Earl of Essex?
So it's on the page.
I bet it's fine.
Looks like this.
Son of a bitch. There it is.
It's in the last place you look. Because if we kept on
Always
looking,
in the
you'd be
last place.
Yeah, yeah. It would be silliness. Just us? One, what's up next?
Temptation Rack.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I do remember seeing it somewhere.
We played it.
Yep. There it is. That's going backwards.
We are not taking the repeat at 62.
Not taking the repeats at 62. I have it marked out.
Yes, I have 9.
But the other ones we are.
9.
Yes.
The other ones are valid. Yeah, 2.
So they're just going to use the second.
Yeah, so. Ready?
2.
We're there, huh? Okay.
And we're not playing anything before it. That's
2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
They sense of when we start.
Oh, is that it?
in the
Okay.
sense of circumstance as well.
Bump with purple paint.
I don't know how big the classes are.
Stay there, stay there, stay there.
If we play it half as fast, it'll be twice as long. Yes.
Yes, we're ready.
The answer is yes. He's going to make the announcement.
You want to now go back to 25?
Yeah, let's take that first repeat to 25.
First repeat to 25.
So pomp and circumstance.
Good morning. Please rise for the procession of the graduates.
Please be seated. I guess everybody's moving left. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Catherine Womack, Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Admissions, and it is my great pleasure to open the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Medicine graduation ceremony. We are delighted to have the families and friends of our graduating class of 2024 as our honored guests today. Thank you for joining us in person and virtually. Before beginning, I have a few housekeeping chores. First, please take a moment to locate the nearest emergency exit. We ask that everyone please silence their cell phones or other portable devices. Please review your program. You will find the names listed of the College of Medicine honorees. The College of Medicine held an awards ceremony yesterday to celebrate the awardees who were selected by their peers and faculty. We are so proud of them. Today, we are fortunate to have Mr. Andre Moore lead us in the national anthem. Please stand for our national anthem. In keeping with your own beliefs and traditions, please feel free to remove your cap.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. It is wonderful that so many of you have been able to join us today in person and virtually to celebrate this great and momentous occasion in the lives of our graduates. I want to thank our president, Mr. Randy Boyd, Chancellor Dr. Peter Buckley, as well as the Vice Chancellor of Academic, Faculty, and Student Affairs, Dr. Cindy Russell, for joining us today. I would also like the other faculty and administrators on the stage today for their contributions. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the University of Tennessee's president, Mr. Randy Boyd.
Thank you. Graduates, faculty, family members, distinguished guests, good morning. As the president of the university system, it is my honor to bring greetings from the UT system. You may be like me in 1979 when I graduated from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I had absolutely no idea what the UT system is. So I thought to make you feel a little better, I'll share some numbers with you. So by the numbers, there's 5 campuses, 2 statewide institutes, 95 extension offices in every county in the state. We have 10 ag research centers with over 40,000 acres. Across the system, we have 59,000 students and 14,000 faculty. And we have over 400,000 alumni around the country. From Mountain City to Memphis, everywhere you look, UT is there. So, on behalf of all the UT family, I want to say congratulations to all of you. Now, graduates, today we are celebrating all that you have accomplished. You have overcome extraordinary challenges, even including a pandemic. And through it all, you have succeeded. I spent my life studying successful people, and I have found there's no one path to success, no one leadership style, no one magic formula. However, I have noticed one characteristic that everyone that has ever been successful has in common, and that is persistence. Everyone gets knocked down, everyone fails at some point, but the successful people are those that get back up and keep going. By sitting here today, you have proven you have what it takes. You have proven you are persistent. You have proven you have the intelligence and the talent. You have the determination and the grit to be successful. So congratulations. We're all excited to see all the great things you will accomplish in your life. So I'm not your keynote speaker today, and I'm reminded that no one actually came here to hear me speak. But I can't help myself. So that's what old people do. We have to give advice. So I have a little bit of advice to give you. I'll be brief, just share 3 things. So first, here's something you don't hear every day. I want you to go forth and fail. Everyone fails at some point, and doing so early in life has benefits. And so here's why I say that. If you're like I was, you're probably going to start off with not much. So if you fail, you don't have that far to go. Second, you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. And being young, you'll have decades to take advantage of the lessons that you'll learn from these failures. So be bold, take some risk, make your first career choices, places where you can continue to learn, even if there's a chance of failure. That's okay. Second, make detailed plans and have ambitious goals, but also look for serendipity. For me, since I was 19 years old, back in the day before Excel spreadsheets, I had a legal pad and I listed all my life goals, 1 year, 5 year, lifetime goals on all these different categories. Later on, I managed to advance it to Excel, and I've kept that up for the last 20 years. But here's the thing. Through my life, the most important things that have happened to me, meeting my wife, being Commissioner of Economic and Community Development, and even being the President of the University of Tennessee, was never on the spreadsheet. So my message to you is expect serendipity. That's something unexpected that's better than what you had planned. And my experience is if you look for serendipity, you'll find it. And lastly, success begins with yes. Every great adventure, every great story starts with somebody saying yes. It never starts with somebody saying no. So look for opportunities, take some risk, and say yes. And that's it. 3 pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to fail, look for serendipity, and say yes to opportunities. So in closing, don't think of this commencement as your end of your relationship with UT. It's really just the beginning. For me, I graduated 45 years ago from UT Knoxville, and I have been in more for my relationship from my alma mater after my graduation than I did before. From continuing education, a source for research partnerships, a place to hire great talent, to giving back as a donor, and now having the privilege to serve as our president. For me, graduation was just the beginning. And I hope the same can be true for all of you as well. So, please stay engaged, continue to give back to your alma mater so that thousands more can benefit from the same great experience that you have had. Once again, congratulations on this important accomplishment. Thank you.
Thank you, President Boyd. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Nicholas Verne. Dr. Verne is the Interim Dean for the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Medicine, and we welcome him as he presides over this ceremony.
Well, good morning. So, President Boyd, Chancellor Buckley, faculty, graduates, family, and friends, as we start this ceremony, I would first like to personally recognize the family and friends of our students. Your continued and unwavering support was vital in helping our graduates reach this milestone, an accomplishment that we're actually celebrating today. I know that the graduates join me in thanking you for all you've done for them. So these past 4 years have been incredibly challenging for all of you. You've attended your first year of medical school during the COVID-19 pandemic. You had to pivot, adjust, be nimble, and work harder than anyone anticipated. Not only did you survive these years, you thrived. So today is an important step in both your professional and personal life. As graduates of the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, you're beginning your careers as some of the finest trained physicians in the country. Accordingly, you've been prepared for your careers by wonderful educators in accordance with our mission, vision, and most importantly, our core values of respect, integrity, innovation, teamwork, and excellence. So as part of the UT family, we are confident that you will apply these values in your training, adhere to the highest ethical standards in your professional careers, and promote a culture of integrity in your personal endeavors. So these values are actually not simply words on paper. They are ideas that determine how we fulfill our vision of improving health through both science, scholarship, service, and innovation. So throughout your life, you're going to be confronted with very tough choices and decisions. If you use our UT values that you've learned here, you will have a strong foundation and the tools for making these difficult choices. The world that you will enter as a professional is indeed complicated. You will encounter people in your work life and in your personal life that do not share these principles. These careers you've chosen require you to hold firm to your values because they are the absolute certainty of purpose. You have the privilege of knowing that each and every day you are doing something worthwhile that's vital for our society. So whether you're continuing here at UTHSC or going elsewhere, I truly hope you will remember that you trained in a community and with a faculty who stressed the moral principles of respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. The UTHSC College of Medicine is a community made up of people from different areas of our country and beyond, with different experiences, different points of view, and different skills and life stories. This enriching and engaging environment enables you to actually go out to the world and provide superior, compassionate care to your patients, perform innovative, cutting-edge research, or perhaps educate the future medical professions of tomorrow. So on behalf of the UT Health Science Center, I wish you all a heartfelt congratulations on your achievements that we celebrate today. Remember that everything you do, you represent the University of Tennessee, so please now go out and continue to make us all proud. With that, it is my great pleasure to welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Sarah Cross, to the podium. Dr. Cross received the Doctor of Medicine degree from the University of Missouri. She has held many roles at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, including Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, Associate Professor, and Division Chief of the Division of Infectious Diseases. Dr. Cross has received many awards and honors, including the Faculty Diversity Award, Attending of the Year Award, and Outstanding Teacher. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Cross.
President Boyd, Chancellor Buckley, Dean Verne, Dean Womack, respective Associate and Assistant Deans, and graduating medical class of 2024, along with your families and parents and distinguished guests, it is such an honor to be standing before you right now on one of the most important days of your lives. When I was preparing my speech for today, I thought long and hard about what I want you to get out of this talk. I'll be giving you a couple of tasks, and I'm going to try my hardest to motivate you and inspire you to not only be a great doctor, but maybe more importantly, to be an advocate and cheerleader for your patients. And of course, I have some personal stories thrown in as well. I also realized I can say whatever I want, because what are they gonna do, fire me? Today is an amazing day for you and your families. I can't imagine successfully raising my child as you all have been raised. Parents and families, how did you do it? I need to know. And students, please, graduates, please thank your families today. As I said, today is great. However, you are taking on an enormous amount of responsibility. From here on, there are days when you will be exhausted. The challenge of clinical decision-making and caring for patients and their families will get to you. At these times especially, I think it's important to take a moment and appreciate the enormous privilege you've been given. You are about to become someone with whom patients share personal secrets and stories. I have no doubt each and every one of you will live up to the challenge. Being a physician is one of the most challenging jobs there is, but in my opinion, it is absolutely the most rewarding. As a physician, you are revered. Patients will admire you, even look to you as a role model, and maybe even fall in love with you. Don't friend them on Facebook, Insta, or whatever you guys are using, and just ignore the DMs. You will see patients when they are at their most vulnerable. You have the honor and privilege to make them strong again. You have the chance in this most divided world to restore faith and trust in each other by caring for them, no matter what medical condition they have, no matter how much money they have, no matter what religion or color they are, no matter what political beliefs they hold, and no matter what laws they have broken. Several years ago, I had a new patient come to see me in clinic. She told me her story. Basically, that a man had, let's just say, done her wrong. She was distraught, anxious, terrified of her current condition. I consoled her, reassured her, and started the process of hoping to build a trusting relationship with her. For some reason, I asked her what her significant other's name was, because I just had a feeling. She told me his name, and lo and behold, he was also one of my patients. I told this story in class one day in the context of their conditions, and one student came up to me after class, not your class. He said, "Don't you want to just drop that patient? How can you continue to treat him?" I told that student with complete honesty that those thoughts never entered my mind, and they will never enter yours either. My job and your job is to treat everyone equally and as best as we know how, every single day, no matter what. They all have a story. Sometimes their stories are hard to stomach. They may keep you up at night and also bring you to tears, but it is so important to continue to listen. Remember their successes and also their defeats. Share their stories with others. Opioid addiction, mental illness, and the lack of access to care, gun violence. These are all public health crises, but all too often are not considered our problems. They are. Listen to your patients. You can then be their voice. Your obligation and duty are to be an advocate for the vulnerable and the voiceless. Write an article for your local paper about a proposed law that may hurt your patients. Appear on the news to raise awareness on one of these controversial topics. Fight some of these crazy politicians with your knowledge. And why not become a politician yourself? In the current climate of science denial, anti-vaccine activism, internet medicine, and all the fake news on social media promoting these outrageous movements, it is your responsibility to be the gatekeepers of care and the defenders of truth. In the process of teaching you over the last 4 years, I've shared many patient stories with you. Some of you loved it, and some of you hated it, I'm sure. I've never hesitated to talk about my patients who did not have good outcomes, and also mistakes that I made. It is so important to hear that patients died and possibly could have been saved, but weren't due to a wrong decision. We are not perfect. When you get out there, things may go wrong. Remember me standing up here telling you that it happened to me 2 times as a resident, and it happens to everyone. Too many physicians' egos are too big to talk about mistakes. So my assignment to you is to talk about your mistakes to the next generation. Speaking of physicians' egos, it is very important to stay grounded. You are just another average person at Target or Kroger or dropping your kid or dog off at daycare. You're just another physician coming to work in your clinic, your hospital, or your health department. One time I was at a restaurant waiting for takeout. A man came in to pick up his food. It wasn't ready yet. He yelled, "I am a vascular surgeon and they are waiting for me in the OR." No offense to any of the vascular surgeons out there. Someone, I'm not going to say who it was, got her food first, and as she was leaving, she yelled behind her, "You're not special!" And then she ran out the door as fast as she could. I've also seen physicians themselves be nasty to each other. As a resident rotating on the critical care service, I knew my attending had an unbelievable amount of disdain for a certain subspecialty service, which happened to be the subspecialty service that I was going to go into. He was really mean. He used to smoke cigarettes and put them out on ventilators in the ICU way before our time. I never told him I was planning on doing an infectious disease fellowship. One day we were rounding on a really complicated patient and he said, "Maybe we should call an ID consult." I was shocked. Then he said, "So we can do the complete opposite of what they recommend." And I thought, man, I'm so glad I've kept silent these last 3 years. Be nice to each other. We are all physicians, and our main goal should be to care for patients to the best of our abilities. And as different kinds of physicians, we all have different roles, and they are all equally important. I used to read a Sesame Street book to my kid all the time. It's called We're Different, We're the Same, and We're All Wonderful. And you guys all need to read that before residency starts. Be nice to each other, but also be nice to everyone around you, including housekeepers, kitchen staff, lab techs, and nurses, especially nurses. Here's another story. This one's about one of my least favorite ever residency classmates. During our internal medicine residency, this resident was on a 30-hour call shift, which don't exist anymore, thankfully for you. It was around 3 a.m. and he'd been up for about 21 hours. He told the nurses on the floor that he was going to lie down for 1 hour and please don't bother him unless it's an emergency. He proceeded to get paged at least 5 times in the next 30 minutes for diet orders, as-needed Tylenol orders, a stool softener order, and a non-critical potassium. Those nurses made him pay for his massive ego and sense of entitlement, and they were gifted donuts the next week. Now, let's not forget to be nice to our medical students. As a third-year resident, I had a medical student who was very conscientious, but also quite demanding of me and the interns in various ways. We were on long call and admitted 10 patients. The medical student worked up 2 of these patients. I left that night at 11:30 and was back at 6 a.m. the next morning. My student was very late. He showed up about 5 minutes before rounds were supposed to start. He said, "I'm sorry I'm late. It was a really late night last night and I was exhausted. I didn't get much sleep." I said, "No problem," but inside I was screaming, "He's tired. He doesn't know tired yet." Our attending had brought us donuts for morning rounds, and there was a big cardboard jug of coffee on the table in the conference room. I knew it had been there since at least the day before. I watched as my medical student poured himself a big cup of that coffee and took a big swig, which he promptly spit out. It definitely helped me through the day. As an attending, I would never let my medical student drink the cold coffee. As a resident, please do better than I did. Protect your medical students no matter how demanding or clingy or full of questions they are. We were all there once. So always remember to be nice, gracious, and thankful for this amazing opportunity, and keep your humility about you. Before I close, I want to talk briefly about the day-to-day life of residency. It is not that fun at times. There will be very long and lonely days. There will be days when you think you can't go on. I promise you, you can. There will be days you will feel like you know nothing, and you will be angry that you weren't taught anything in medical school. I assure you that you know a lot, but I was there once. It was my first week of internal medicine internship, and I was on inpatient wards. My attending was the internal medicine program director, a very scary, proper, serious man who actually carried a copy of a periodic table in his back pocket. He started out rounds by asking how much sodium was in a 1-liter bag of normal saline, then what was the equation for serum osmolality, then what's the sodium deficit in hyponatremia. I knew nothing. My co-intern was very smart. She knew over half the answers. I felt awful. Finally, he asked, how many servings are in a can of Campbell's soup? Before my co-intern could answer, I yelled out, 2.5. He said, excellent. It was a rough day. I still remember it vividly, but now I can almost laugh about it. Our profession is exhausting, but somehow you will keep going. Many times it is the patients themselves who help you. One of my most memorable patients was an older man I took care of very early in my intern year. He lived with his sister. They were the nicest people, and he had never seen a doctor in his life, and he had a lot of different illnesses during that hospital stay. I took care of him for over 3 weeks. He was finally discharged from the hospital. Tragically, he passed away 2 days later at home suddenly. I was devastated and felt responsible. I was emotionally exhausted and discouraged and felt like maybe medicine wasn't for me. My attending was amazing. She was reassuring. She suggested that I call the patient's sister. It took me a couple of days to get up the courage because I was nervous and terrified. I was shocked to hear the gratitude in her voice. She was so thankful for the amazing care that her brother received. And it made me realize that we do so much more than we can ever imagine for our patients. When you are tired, discouraged, and feel like you can't keep going, you can. Remember that you are making a difference and changing people's lives just by doing your job every day. I hope in the last 12 minutes, and I promise it's only been 12, I hope it hasn't seemed like an hour, you've been inspired and encouraged. It has been my absolute honor to get to know you, at least those of you who went to class, teach you, and now see you on your final day of medical school. In closing, tell your stories. Listen to those stories told to you. Be nice, stay humble, make a difference, and remember, you're different, you're the same, and you're all wonderful. Thank you.
I should have just brought mine up here. I have to get through Dr. Cross's speech. Okay. Again, I'll say it again. Thank you so much, Dr. Cross. It is now my privilege to welcome Dean Byrne back to the podium for the presentation of our candidates for graduation. Dean Byrne.
So will the candidates please rise? Chancellor Buckley, I have the honor of presenting the confirmation of the degree of Doctor of Medicine, the students who have fulfilled the academic and clinical requirements and standards set forth by the faculty of the College of Medicine and are now ready to apply their skills for the care of their patients.
Thank you, Dean Byrne. I accept this recommendation for the confirmation of this respected degree and expressed a hope and challenge that your work will promote the health and wellness of all people, and a challenge that you will be a credit to this respected profession. By the authority of the State of Tennessee, invested in the Board of Trustees of the University of Tennessee, and by them delegated to me, I do, on the nomination of the faculty, grant you the degrees to which you've been presented and confer on each and every one of you all the honours, rights and privileges to them appertaining. It gives me great pride and honour to present you the graduating class of University of Tennessee Health Science Center, College of Medicine for May 2024. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I think we'll do that again. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Let's hear it this time. Better. Please be seated.
Dr. Ryan Sheehy and Dr. Aditi Kessary are ushering the students to receive their hoods and diplomas. Please bring the first group of students forward, and Dr. Paige Kessler Johnson will be reading the names of our graduates.
Okay, I know y'all are excited, and I'm super excited to say your future doctor's name here, but I just need you to cheer loud but short so everybody can hear their medical doctor's name. This is Elisa Lynn Phillips. Justin Mark Adam. Sharose Actor. Abraham Latif Amatari. Grace Eileen Ashbury. Emily Ruth Baker. Victoria Nicole Beard. Shalanda Raven Berkeley. Mark James Espinoza Batonio. John Austin James Brannon. Love you. Jacob Thomas Breton. Virginia Heloise Byers. Elena Marie Cameron. Benjamin Charles Carr. Landon Reed Carroll. Michelle Chintanapel. Ezra Jonathan Chow. Elizabeth Octavia Clayton. Joseph Mitchell Clayton. Harrison Lloyd Cloud. Claire Madison Cohen. Jennifer Lynn Crook. Congratulations. Seth Bryson Crum. Cole Baird Dane. Jacob Anthony Dinkovich. Jonathan Paul Derryberry. William Colby Downs. Sesson Ruth Stevens Dudick. Peyton Samuel Duke. Vanya Chinwe Ejiofor. Luke Mitchell Embury. Daniel Faraji. Caitlin Ruth Fields. Jordan Louise Finley. Christopher Robin Forsyth. Logan Cade Fortenberry. Ronald Dean Franz II. Kyle Macklin Freeman. Shelby Lynn Freeman. Swathi Ganesh. Elizabeth Catherine Gaudio. Kevin Daniel Getner. Mahir Gatia. Corinne Elizabeth Gibson. Richard Kraft Grambergs. Whitney Carol Gullidge. John Cole Gwynn. Arun Christian Haberman. Blake Daniel Hayek. Ryan Henry Hall. Bradley Pierce Hambley. Susanna Hamsley Hatcher. Shannon Hahn. Hunter Reed Harrison. Christina Warren Harvey. Francesca Marie Healy. Lydia Michelle Henry. Gabrielle Mary Hoshu. Leanne Marie Hogue. Anna Paige Horner. Logan Cole Houston. Ashton Christopher Hunter. Jacob Allen Jordan. Jessica Maigan Kariuki. Rasim Kazik. Kinza Khan. Sonal Vinay Kedkar. Hannah Hyun Kim. Chandler Shoemake Clem. Good to see you. Congratulations. Sarwar Mohammed Kakoy. Sarah Virginia Cromer. Alicia Yun K. Lee. Kevin Maxwell Lee. Kenneth Logan Lessenberry. Taylor Catherine Llewellyn. James Parker Lewis. Nicholas Lang. Isaac Henry Lees. Justin David Lopez. Samuel David Lopez Schultz. Emily May Louie. Austin Ingwe Lee. Morgan Denise Little. Show me.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're fine.
I'm seeing it.
Here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Sarvakim Reddy Moderetti. Dean Muggot. Catherine Detelm Magner. Siddharth Mahajan. Nicholas Edward Masha. Jocelyn Kelly Matheson. Cassandra Harris McCarley. James Caldwell McCree. Philip Wayne Morgan. Marcelo Jose Maurice. Jared Grayson Moss. Aaron Dolvin Murray. Jacob West Myers. Okiagani Oyirawa Ogaga. Taylor James Orr. Timothy Storm Owens. Andrew Joseph Palladino. Dylan Ellis Parker. Zara Michelle Parkinson. Prisha Shashikant Patel. Nisha Patel. Case Edward Pepke. Erin Nicole Prester. Caitlin Sue Provine. Bowen Faradun Kaladiz. Laura Jean Quillen. Anjali Ravi. Kelton Fuller Reynolds. Samuel Worcester Rice. Avery Lee Rowland. Jarrett Wrong. Daniel Isaiah Robert Rose. Alexandra Rogers Russell. Michael Ruth Jr. Kylie Deandra Shaw. Matthew Thomas Scott. Samuel Joseph Scruggs. Nathan Shepard. Colin Robert Schoen. Edward David Sickle. Carolyn Louise Simpson. Catherine Garrett Snipes. Jonathan Clayton Spagnoli. London Michael Spears. Joy Morgan Spencer. Joshua M. Stark. Sydney Kate Stewart. John Patrick Story. R. William Stout, Jr. Trell Freeman Stroud. Samita Darshini Swami. Martin Aaron Mercado Tan. Dava Mackenzie Terry. Aaron Mark Tetro. Andy Migui Tai. Chase William Toth. Amber Mai Tran. Catherine Buter Traponi. Rohan Reddy Tamala. Joel Anthony Turner. Dagny Vaughn. Morgan Elena Wallen. Sean William Walsh. Haley Lauren Ward. Richard Jonathan Ward II. Micah Tion White. Lauren Nicole Weideman. Lucas Jefferson Wilkins. Sally Michelle Willoughby. Georgia Jessica Wilson. Taylor Lee Wilson. Woody Hazel Woodland. Chase Marie Woodley. John David Worthen. Kristen Marie Wyckoff. Yenny Yeun Yang. Jane Senda Yao. Colin Richard Yared. Anna Elizabeth Yolitz. Erin Nicole Young. Hannah Minaj Saver. Andrew James Minor.
So I love to go off script, and I just like to say, all these wonderful graduates, please give all your families and friends today a round of applause and thank them for supporting you for all 4 years. Woo-hoo. It is now my pleasure to introduce our promotion ceremony honoring our UTHSC College of Medicine graduates who are also U.S. military officers. Today, we are honored to recognize the following: Aaron Dolvin, Air Force; Justin Lopez, Army; Samuel Scruggs, Navy; officiating today's ceremony is Captain Anya Dabalich, who will be performing the pinning and administering the oath. Captain Dabalich has served in various positions throughout Navy medicine, including staff family medicine physician, teaching faculty, department head, and family medicine residency program chair. She was selected as Director of Medical Services for Naval Hospital, Guantanamo Bay, where she went on to serve as Executive Officer and then as the Commanding Officer and Director of the Naval Health Clinic. In Charleston, South Carolina, the Naval Health Clinic was in Charleston, South Carolina. She is now Commanding Officer of the Naval Medical Center at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Captain Dabalich is a fellow of the American Board of Family Physicians and an active member of the Uniformed Services Academy of Family Physicians. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the official party ascends the dais.
Thank you, Dr. Womack, for that kind introduction. And thank you to UT Health Science Center, President Boyd, Chancellor Buckley, and as well as Dean Verne for the invitation to come here today to honor your graduating health profession scholarship recipients. And thank you to the students, the staff, and the faculty for your tireless dedication and their success in getting them here today. Please be seated for just a moment. I figure you don't want to stand for my 5-minute speech. So many are likely wondering why I, in uniform, am here in front of you today. I stand out in front of you, obviously in uniform, in the sea of civilians, but I am part of the 1% of the nation serving on active duty. I am here, and sure there are others here as well with us today. And as it is May, it is Military Appreciation Month. And I'd like to ask for any active duty, reserve, National Guard, or veterans that are able to stand today and also be recognized. Come on, stand up. I know you're here. Thank you for your service. And of course, to those family members that helped with all the sacrifices they made and supported them in their careers along the way. So thank you to you as well. I was previously stationed here up the road in Millington, Tennessee, and that was the first chance I had the opportunity to bestow the honor of the oath to the UTHSC students, and it was May of 2020, back in the days of the pandemic. It was the only ceremony provided by UTHC that year. We did it outside. It was a glorious sunny day, but respecting the 6-foot radius at the time. And so many of you, that was just at the start of your journey. You were preparing to come to school that summer and begin your journey into medical school, and you finally made it here today. And of course, I'm honored to be here with you and signifying UTHC's commitment to military service. So thank you. Today, you will witness the oath of office for 3 officers. I wanted to take some time to provide some background to the oath. This oath never expires. Military oaths have been around since the Roman empires, and oaths have existed in the U.S. since the early colonial days of the 1600s, and basically stand true to its original form from 1868, a few years after the founding of this college. So over 150 years of tradition in the oath. When taking the oath, let it be known that those officers have taken it understand its significance. The public utterance of this commitment is important. It is a promise to put the Constitution's values ahead of your personal ambitions. It is a promise to always work toward the goal of betterment by holding the individual values to best serve to the intent of our Constitution. This oath is taken as a commissioned officer commissions and as well as each promotion to reinforce it, which is what we'll do here today. You will hear these officers say, "I do solemnly swear." They are verbally committing to perform a standard considered sacred, honor-bound, and to hold the commitment. You'll hear them say that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. They are swearing allegiance to any particular person, not swearing allegiance to any particular person or office, but to the ideals and the values of our codified Constitution, a document held to a gold standard across the countries of the world and the highest law of our land. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic, they vow to protect against powers that threaten our sovereignty. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. They will be faithful to the Constitution's intent and hold allegiance to their values. That I will take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. They know the gravity of this oath and no reservation in committing their support to the Constitution's ideals. And lastly, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter, so help me God. This is a reaffirmation to their promise, to their duty. This is why our leadership today emphasizes the oath so much. It is intended to make us think not only of our role as a citizen, but its additional importance when taking the mantle of government service. We serve the same people, we all work under the same Constitution, and take time to learn what the Constitution entails if you do not already know. The oath of office is a bond between each of these health profession scholarship program recipients as medical officers and the people of this nation. Their service is important to our fellow Americans who haven't publicly taken said oath. As such, we are forever bound to it. So I'll ask for Second Lieutenant Aaron Murray, U.S. Air Force, Second Lieutenant Justin Lopez, U.S. Army, and Ensign Samuel Scruggs, U.S. Navy, to please come join me and their families. I ask now that you rise for the oath of office. Attention to oath. Officers, if you'll please face me. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or the purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter. So help me God. Hoorah. Please be seated. We will now have Captain Aaron Murray, Captain Justin Lopez, and Lieutenant Samuel Scruggs, family members, pin on their new ranks. So each of these officers is assuming 2 ranks higher than what they did when they came into the military. This is significant in that they received their doctorate degree, so they get to jump 2 ranks. That's very rare in military service, and it only reassures the fact that they have a doctorate and have exceeded their capability. So we'll give them a moment. Some may drop pins, it's okay. This is a time-honored tradition in the military, so glad that you get to see it today. Reminds me of 22 years ago when I was the one receiving my pin. I too, like you, had to sit through all the wait, right, for medical school. Just think, in 22 years, you might be doing the same thing. Maybe not as a military physician, but as someone of your academy. All right, did we get everyone? One more? No worries. Awesome. Please congratulate these new officers. I wish you all the future success you can handle as you enter your military service on active duty. You are the future of military medicine. I look forward to serving with you in our military health system in the unrelenting pursuit of excellence as we care for the joint force and those we are privileged to serve anytime, anywhere, and always. Thank you.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce the president of the class of 2024, Dr. Elisa Phillips.
Good morning, class of 2024, friends, families, deans. I want to take a moment to reflect on a few numbers. In the past 4 years, as a class, we have logged almost 7,000 hours of volunteer work. We have spent close to 730,000 hours of the past 2 years dedicated to patient care. That doesn't even consider those who forgot to log their hours. And today, we will leave this ceremony as a class of 164 new doctors. It is easy to stand here and be amazed at the number, but today is for recognizing the expedition. I think it is fair to say that in the beginning, we all had our moments of doubt. Tossed in anatomy lab and fogged up goggles, a few epic snowstorms leading to a week without water or power, or both, and for an extra challenging experience starting medical school during a pandemic. Finally, today, we get to celebrate the choices our futures hold. Reflecting on his early career, former President Barack Obama stated, "The doubts arose from having to prove, no matter how well that you did, that you belonged in the room. Prove it not to just those who doubted you, but to yourself." Most refer to this as imposter syndrome, and it runs rampant across the medical community. It is further exacerbated by a feeling of loneliness, which is not unknown to many of us after starting medical school during COVID. Some may argue doubt helps protect patients from our own hubris. Starting from day one, we are continually challenged to push our limits. But even before we started, there was doubt. The truth is, some of us have faced more barriers to wear this cap and gown. Medicine continues to lag in recruitment efforts, selectively recruiting populations that fit into predefined standards. How many times was someone told it was impossible to be here today because they didn't have financial means, or because a mom couldn't possibly do both jobs, or simply lost hope because they never met a doctor that looked like or identified with them? These individuals are sitting beside you. The doubt in our culture that is aimed at debilitating must stop somewhere, and I truly believe it is with our generation of doctors. Despite the world we are entering, no, it is not our job to doubt what is possible for others. It is our job to believe in and support a future for medicine, a future where everyone belongs. Now is a better time than ever to remember all those in your life that helped you believe in yourself, not only these past 4 years, but all the years leading up to this moment. We know how difficult and sometimes very, very long some of those days were. Our hardest moments were shared with those closest to us. We were constantly reminded by our loved ones to trust in ourselves. They showed up for us every day along the way, and today they are sitting in the audience. Thank you for getting us here. Trusting in our budding clinical acumen that we worked so hard to nurture the first 2 years of school did not come easy. It would not have been possible to be prepared for our next adventure into residency if it weren't for the support of our mentors and teachers. These past few years, we have always had a hand to pull us up in times of need. To those who sit behind me, our teachers in the audience, and the physicians and residents treating patients today who cannot be here, thank you for guiding us. In just a few short months, we will have our own medical students. They will be in the exact same shoes we were just in. Even as we struggle to find our own footing, try to remember how you felt on your very first day of clinical rotations. It is up to us to emulate our own mentors and teachers that led us to trust ourselves. And if you remember anything from the speeches today, when the learning is done, do not forget to send your medical student home. The famous Albus Dumbledore once said, "It is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices." Now we get to choose how we move forward. 4 years ago, we all made a choice to start our journey in medicine at UTHSC. Coming from out west, Memphis is a long way from home. In a stereotypical dad fashion, at the beginning of the year, my father asked me if they made it out to this match day thing, did they also really need to travel all this way to graduation? Do not worry, he is here today. Despite our various journeys and distances traveled to get here, the medical school education we received from the city and its patients is unsurpassed. We chose this city, and Memphis has given us our future. You put in the work, 730,000 hours of early mornings and showing up to the hospital for your patients and your education and yourself. You even get to tell your grandkids how you walked uphill both ways because you survived medical school during a pandemic. You are sitting in front of me today because you chose to trust yourself over letting the doubt win. In the next month, we will disperse across the country to begin our new jobs in 82 different programs across 32 states. This cycle of doubt versus trust will undoubtedly repeat itself multiple times throughout our careers. As we enter a new stage of training, don't lose that faith. Know that your program believes in you, they chose you, and now you get to choose how to move forward. UTHSC has given me the best 4 years of training, friendships, and a medical family. And dare I say it, we may have learned just a little bit of resilience along the way. No matter the path you are on, I will forever be proud to be a part of this class. All your decisions leading up to this moment got you here. Finally, it is our turn. Today, I am honored to be among the first to congratulate the 164 new doctors of the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Medicine, class of 2024. I want to introduce one of our favorites, Dr. Balakrishnaya, who will lead our class in the oath to self and well-being.
Graduates, please rise and join me as we recite together the oath of self and well-being printed in your program. It's on the last but one page. Yeah. We solemnly pledge to embrace and promote the well-being of ourselves, our colleagues, and the medical community as part of our responsibility to the effective care of our patients, ourselves, and in partnership with our healthcare organization. We will seek to develop and adhere to the habits that promote and maintain humility, meaning, and wholeness of self in our work and interactions. We will be attuned to the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs of ourselves and others, and share our practices of well-being for the benefits of our patients, our colleagues, and the advancements of healthcare. We will commit to integration and balance in our professional and personal life, and seek help when we feel we ourselves or our peers are overburdened, fatigued, or less compassionate. We will champion for a healthcare system that values the well-being of its personnel, uses best evidence for an institutional culture of wellness, and recognizes that in so promoting the patients we care for are ultimately best served. We will find the courage to be vulnerable and confront professional wrongdoings to the best of our ability, while at the same time showing compassion and respect for all members of the healthcare team. I make these promises of well-being to myself and to the vocation of medicine with my highest commitment. Thank you. Please remain standing as Dr. Zalamaya leads the Hippocratic Oath.
Thank you, Dr. Krishnaya. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Graduates, please raise your right hand.
I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give respect and gratitude to my deserving teachers. I will practice medicine with conscience and dignity. The health and life of my patient will be my first consideration. I will hold in confidence all that my patient confides in me. I will maintain the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be as my family. I will not permit consideration of race, religion, nationality, party politics, social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. Even under threat, I will not use my knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. These promises I make freely and upon my honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krishnaya and Dr. Salamea. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Michael Calfee, who's the president of our Alumni Association and a 1995 graduate of the College of Medicine. He came from my class. Welcome, Dr. Calfee.
I am glad to say 95 was well represented today. So, President Boyd, Chancellor Buckley, Dean Verne, faculty, graduates, and guests. As an alumni of the College of Medicine and member of the Alumni Council for the College of Medicine, it is truly my honor to be here and to address our newest graduates. Today, as you become a graduate of the outstanding institution, you join a family of more than 445,000 UT alumni who live in Tennessee, across the nation, and around the world. No matter where you go or what you do from this point forward, you will always be a graduate and representative of the University of Tennessee. You have now become a lifelong stakeholder in the image and reputation of our great university. The University of Tennessee Alumni Association challenges you to be active in the programs and events sponsored by this campus, your college, and the Alumni Association. Your participation will benefit the university, and you will find personal and professional satisfaction through your involvement. You are a representative of this institution and have the ability to positively impact the opinions and actions of prospective students, fellow alumni, community leaders, and state legislators. So become an advocate of the university. Consider investing in the future of the UT Health Science Center. Your support, no matter the amount, will strengthen the university and provide enhanced opportunities for those students who follow you. Keep us informed of your successes. These accomplishments are the best measure of the quality of your alumni, or of your alma mater. Last year, thousands of UT alumni helped advance the university's mission and goals by attending events and programs, participating in alumni surveys in our online community, serving as volunteer leaders, and investing their financial support to areas throughout the university. I urge you to take advantage of your membership in the Alumni Association by staying engaged with your university and in touch with your classmates. It is now my distinct honor to induct each of you into the University of Tennessee Alumni Association. I extend best wishes on behalf of more than 445,000 proud fellow UT alumni. Congratulations.
Well, we are so pleased and fortunate that many of your friends and family were present today. We've come to the end of our program. So just a couple of important announcements before we recess. Graduates, as a reminder, your diploma will be mailed to you to your current address provided to the register, please also remember to return your graduation regalia using the shipping label that was provided to you. Graduates, you will follow the student marshals to a group photo location. Families, you may meet your graduate there. So ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the University of Tennessee Health Science Center May 2024 commencement ceremony. I ask that you remain in your seats while the graduates and faculty recess. Following the recessional, please stay seated until the ushers release you. Our students will be taking a group photo. After the photo, you will rejoin your graduates at the lower level. Class of 2024, you may recess under the direction of the College of Marshals. These proceedings are now closed. Congratulations.
Thank you.